Hey, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. It's about time. See, you see this shirt right here? You see the shirt? Yes, we can. We have the power right now. Right now, we're not about politics and all that. We're talking about the football game. I'm talking about making something unbelievable, something that's so good you can't put it down. I'm talking about the future here. We can make it happen. We can make the best game ever right now through this very video. Now, this video. I want you to post all your comments, all the features you want in the game. Back to the issue at hand. We're trying to make the best video game ever. This is the sole purpose right now. The sole purpose is to make the best video game ever. And I talked to a few of my colleagues, a few of my gamers, and we talked about some things that would make a great football game. I have 28 things. I have 28 things on this list. I believe, and some of my friends believe too, if we can get this in one game, this game will be worth, I'm going to say it, $100. I would be willing to pay $100 for this game. $100 for this game I'm getting ready to speak on. Now I hear some people are trying to come up with a game similar to what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now so you can get it right the first time. Any gaming industry that makes this game right here, you will blow every other game out of the water. Understand that. And I want my royalties too, because I'm finna give you everything you need. You just need to go get some developers and make it happen. Hell, call me and some of the boys up from call me and some of the boys up from the Sim Standard, J Music, Versus, and some of the other boys that's part of the movement. We can get it popping, crackle-lating. Ian Cummins and some other guys. We can make it happen. But look, I'm gonna give you the tools. Only thing you have to do is follow the formula. Just put the features that I'm getting ready to tell you about. Make sure they're in the game, and you will have the #1 selling game, period. You ready? Get your pen and paper and everything. Look, if you make this game, you don't even need the shield. So you don't have to spend all this money on the NFL shield. You have to spend all this money on the college logos and all that, because now you're going to have a game so good you don't need all of that. The gameplay is what sells. You know why people buy Call of Duty? Not because they got the U.S. Navy SEALs, and because it's a good shooter game. So listen to what I'm saying. Take my suggestions and make a game. You will be this will be the best game in the history of histories of video gaming. The history of histories. Video gaming spectacular. Look, this will break records, man. I'm not talking about this will be a record breaker. Do you hear me? Are you understanding what I'm saying? You bring home the gold with this one, baby. You're gonna bring home the gold if you just do what I tell you. Okay, let's get to it without any further delay. And they said this game could cost up to $100 per unit. The graphics need to look like Madden with the presentation. But that's it. Stops right there with Madden. It needs to play like 2K5 with the kind of movements, no suction, the interaction with the players. 2K5, that kind of engine. The way the players interact with each other, how the players follow the ball, and just the fighting with the players, and just 2K5. Realistic. The spin moves and all that, still forms, all that. They need to respect physics like Backbreaker does. Backbreaker does the best job in respecting physics, as far as if one player hits another player's leg and they stumble and fall, and your hands are flying, limbs are getting hit by helmets, and the if a helmet hits a ball, the ball pops up. Backbreaker is the best on physics. Alright, when you get to the My Player mode, the storyline needs to be like Blitz. Blitz storyline, like in between games, storyline is crazy. I mean, some of it's a little vulgar. I mean, a little over the top. Just tone it down a little bit, and that's nice. Blitz. Players, when they're injured, I don't want to see 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just say, this guy's hurt. This is what's wrong. Just say he might be back soon, or he might be out for a long time. That's all I want to hear. So now, every time when you play a season, every time you log on, the next week, you're always hoping your guy comes out. You're anticipating him come out. And like on Techno Bowl, when a guy would leave out of the hospital, like running out, and the nurses used to wave at him, that was the best. That was the best feeling, because you was like, oh yeah, my guy's back. So sometimes you would log on just to see if your guy would come back. Y'all know I used to cheat, like turn it off and turn it back on, turn it off, and hope your guy come out. Look, that brought excitement. Don't say he's going to be out for 3 weeks and 4 weeks. And no, just say he's injured for a short time or for a long time. And you never know when he's coming back. That's a great thing. Okay, let's go. We're going new here. You can upload your photos. This pretty face right here in the game. I want my face to be on my player. Let me upload my face to my player guy. Yeah, that's what I want. Because I want to see my guy making plays. Not some guy that kind of looks like me and doesn't really look like me. My guy. Me. Yeah. Okay, you can do it. I know you can. New feature. J Music, this is for you. This is a new feature. Have it to where you can play your Dynasty mode and your My Player mode at the same time. Understand this. Everybody in the league has to have a My Player, and they have to start the same time. Everybody starts at the same time. So everybody player is in the same like week or whatever development. So you start off at, well, if it's starting off at 59 or whatever, everybody player starts off at 59. So nobody has to jump on anybody. And you progress. Boom, boom, boom. And just have a time cap on how many years your player can play. And I'm trying to do a mix in between college and pro. So because there's some things in the pros that are nice, how your player has a long career, and if they're real good, you don't have to worry about them going to the NBA, to jump into the pros like in college. If your player plays real good, he'll leave in 3 years. That kind of sucks. And then sometimes when your guy just finally starting to come around, it's his senior year, he's gone. So I kind of say if you can put it like 5 or maybe 6 years, you can have a guy 5 or 6 years, and then his career is over, and we still have to do recruiting. I don't like doing a draft, because in the draft, your first 2 top rounds, you get players, and then it kind of falls off. We're recruiting. Every week, you have to battle with other guys in your conference, in your division, or whatever. I mean, in your state, trying to recruit guys. So recruiting is more interactive. And like I said, this game I'm talking about doing, I'm making this for the sim heads, the true guys, the true blue. I want to build my team. I want to build a dynasty, dominate. Once I'm at the peak of my power and I don't feel like I have any challenges, I restart it again and start with a smaller school just so I can build them up. This is what I'm looking for, right? Not this is not for the casual gamer. That's what the price on this for $100. The casual gamer will not buy it. But the real sim heads, they will buy it because they're getting a quality product and they're getting what we wanted. Play, and now once your guy is done, after his career is over, now he could be the head coach. Let's say 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. After he's the head coach, now you have the ability to recruit. First, you're just playing my player mode, and you're trying to win the title or whatever. But now you go into recruiting after the 5th year, because you're now the head coach. And hold on, you become a head coach of a program depending on how good your career was. If you had a winning career and did a lot of great things, college will give you offers. Kind of just like how my player, the different schools give you offers to come play for them, different colleges will give you offers to come be a head coach. Once you're a head coach, you have a contract. And now you have certain objectives you have to meet, and it's a dollar amount on the contract. So it's now we can see who is the highest paid coach. And this is very important because you have bragging rights. People want to be the highest paid coach. Just like you want to be the best player, blah, blah, blah. You want to be the highest paid coach. Make sure coaches can have contracts. That's very important. That's bragging rights. I'm telling you. Big key. If you win the national title, you should be the highest paid coach. If you have good recruiting classes and different things like that, that should go into your coaching abilities and determine your pay. All right, we'll bring back the trophy room on NCAA. One year they had a great trophy room where it had all your trophies that you would win, and they had all of your like the highlights and stuff in the background. You could kind of like make a highlight reel. That was nice, man. You need to bring that back. The highlight reel, the trophies in the background, and we need to have retired guys that like going to the Hall of Fame. If you have a guy that broke so many records, blah blah blah, he kind of goes. His jersey goes into the Hall of Fame on the wall, or they make like a Hall of Fame little face thing of him. Like a little head, like how when somebody gets inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, so you can have your Hall of Fame guys, and it's all up to the computer to choose if this guy makes it to the Hall of Fame. So you can't say who gets in, whatever, the computer does it. It's not just right after that year. It kind of whenever. It might be after that year, but it might be 2 or 3 years later. He might get inducted into the Hall of Fame. This again keeps guys playing the game. Continue to play the game because they want to see their guys get inducted to the Hall of Fame. All right, we're looking at longevity here. We want to have ESPN to cover the games. During the games, it's 3 different sets of announcers. Like for the 1 o'clock games, you have an announcer, two announcers. Then for the 4 o'clock games, you have another announcer. Then for the night games, 8 o'clock games, you have another announcer, another set of announcers. So now it's 3 different guys because if you don't know it or not, after like a month and a half, 2 months into it, you kind of get tired of those same announcers. And like, they don't have to be these big time announcers. I mean, if there's some of the ESPN guys, that's great. But you can just get some young guys that want to be announcers and just get them to just say different things, whatever, so we can have just different sayings and so it won't get so cliche after a month. So we need 3 different announcers for 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock games. If you get a game-changing play, like, I mean, the score is tied 14-14, and a team blocks a punt, they need to bring back the college when the guy, once he got in the end zone, he would like explode, and the whole stadium would just rock, just come alive. Like the sack of quarterback, when the score is like tied or you're down, you sack the quarterback, edition or whatever that changes the whole game, that should send a big like boo through the crowd, to where the whole crowd goes crazy. Like the wave just comes like from the bottom of the first row all the way up to the top row. Boo! Just crazy. That should be implemented, cause like when a big play happens, man, the whole stadium erupts, just goes crazy. If you have a guy that's playing like both ways, or he's carried the ball like 25 times, or had like over 12 catches in the game or something, or a quarterback is throwing the ball like 30 times in the game, and he's taking a lot of hits or whatever, like the jersey should start to get tore a little bit, man. One of the numbers should start hanging off or whatever, because that would just add that more like, look, my guy, he's beat up, he's whatever, he's still fighting though, he's gonna win, he's gonna pull out the win for us. And like that's the kind of stuff you wanna, when you have a dynasty and you have a team you built, you wanna see your guys fight through adversity and continue to fight for you. And that's when you win the title or whatever, you can look back on those memories and look back at those highlights and like, yeah, this is the game we was down, and my guy carried the ball 25 times and we won the game. Like that kind of stuff is just builds memories, alright? Longevity. Remember that, longevity. That's what we're doing with this game. Oh yeah, just try to get even gameplay with all the positions. Like don't have to where the quarterback can throw real good, but the D-line can't really rush, or the running backs can run real good, but the linebackers can't really. Yeah, have it even. If you got a nice receiver, have some real good corners. So if you get a mismatch on a nice receiver on a sorry corner, now okay, field day. But you will have some shutdown corners out there that will battle this receiver. So it's like, have it to where if you get a guy, and where their attributes really matter. If you get a guy they say he has 88 catch and 95 route running, have him running the route so nice where he's losing cornerbacks, like a cornerback with not that good of awareness, and have him when he goes up to catch a ball, he actually has awareness to find the ball located, one hand catches and all that kind of stuff if he has great catch. So tired of seeing a cornerback or wide receiver that with great catch that he really doesn't do anything that spectacular. Like if I recruit a guy with great catch, I want to be able to throw him fades and out routes and stuff like that. Now I expect he's gonna use his feet, keep him in bounds, and catch the ball. Where other receivers and can't catch, or where a DB doesn't have a chance to knock that ball down because he's a great catcher, I'm gonna use him throwing the ball across the middle, different things like that. I mean, if I have a linebacker that can run, have him where he can run. I mean, I want him to come off the corner where the quarterback has this much time to make a decision, because that's how it is. In real football, you have this much. If a guy is fast and he's not blocked, you have this much time. You know what I'm saying? 2.5 seconds at the most. You don't have 3. Big feature. Feature. J Music. This is for you, man. Feature. Have it the game of the week. Like every week, there should be a game of the week. Say we're in the Dynasty. And the game of the week, the guys tell us what time they're going to play. We can log on and see the game. Is there any way we can, just like how I was on Mortal Kombat, how you can watch a fight, have us be able to log on and watch the game of the week. This does 2 things. If these guys are in your division, you kind of see how they play. You kind of see, okay, what can you do to beat them? How can you defeat them? And it just brings you, like, you got everybody coming together to watch the game. And everybody can just, it's more talking going on. Like, oh man, you almost had them, blah, blah, blah. You should not have threw them out. Why you kept throwing in the flats? You should not have threw in the flats, whatever. Like, that kind of stuff, it just longevity. It keeps people playing the game. I'm telling you, the game of the week, that would be something great where like a lot of people can watch it. Maybe not the whole league. Just say like the people in your division can watch it or something. Like, that'll be crazy, stupid. That's a feature. That's a feature, J Music. What's your guy from Carolina, Steve Smith, was doing? Like, just go get a lot of those old, just when the league was going crazy and everybody was doing celebrations. Go back and get some of that Miami Hurricane stuff, some of that when it was just wild and doing all kind of crazy celebrations, team celebrations, and just individual celebrations. Like, bring that kind of excitement back to the game. That's why I'm like, you really don't need NCAA or the Shield to pull this off. If you make the game right, yeah, you're gonna make a hell of a game. Oh yeah, players have it where players can hold out for money. See, this is the way where you have it where you can recruit and like pro rules at the same time. So like after you recruit a guy and you bring him in, instead of drafting him, you recruit him in to come play for you. You sign him a contract. So now he has a contract up on the money. So this is all that creates difficulty to where players, you got the game plan on how much playing time you play this guy makes the all-star team, or now they're gonna want bigger contracts. So this is the checks and balances. So if you have a guy that can recruit real good, he has a real good program, his guys are gonna get so big the way they want so much money, where he can't pay them all. So now other people can steal some of his players in free agency. Follow me, baby. Follow me. Best game ever. Okay. So guys can hold out. Guys can get in trouble, off-field altercations, whatever, where they can someone pop up on the screen saying this guy did this, a disorderly conduct or whatever at the mall or something, blah blah blah, or got in a fight with a teammate or something like that, a domestic dispute or something, and have to where the coach has to make a decision to suspend him or play him. And if you continue to play guys that are showing disorderly conduct, the manager and the fans of that city will start to call for your head. Like, look, we need this guy out of here. He's not running the program the way we see fit. Oh yeah, after the game, have a press conference to have reporters ask you questions and say stuff. And it depends on how you answer the question, your popularity of that city goes up and down. So you might have a bad season, but if you're popular in the city with recruiting and you answer your questions right, you might keep your job longer. If they don't like you and you have a losing season, you might be out of there, like within the first, second year, you're done. Oh, this would be great. If a guy's about to get fired, the owner should come up and say, well, he's my guy and he's not going anywhere. We just have a few things to work out. And then the next week you get the boot. You know, that's how owners do. They always say, no, everything is working out here. We don't have any problems. And the next week the guy's gone. So that'll be great right there. Oh yeah, when you're recruiting players, they have a conduct grade. So, okay, you have your guys like Randy Moss that came in with all kind of talent, but they had off the field issues. So it's already like, you know, if you get this guy, he's gonna get in trouble a lot. So you know you're gonna have to discipline him and hope he turns around. But you know you're gonna have to suspend him sometimes. He's gonna miss some games, and he can end up making you lose your job if he's missing so many games and you lose. And so that's part of the game. That's a feature. Bring back all the old spat, the old gear, the different visors, different color visors, the dark visors, the see-through visors that everybody have now, but you have the mirror visors. Bring that back, man. That was lovely. The wristbands and stuff like around here, when people put them around their calf muscles and all that. Bring all that back, man. That was your swag, man. It gave you your swag. The little towel right here, the dreads and that. Have all that, man. That's part of your swag right there. The different color gloves. And I mean, I would even like it if you could put gold teeth in the dude's mouth. I mean, that might sound crazy to some people, but in the South, a lot of guys love their golds, especially like in Miami and stuff, in Florida. A lot of guys have gold teeth, so I love gold teeth. I mean, I grew up around, so it's something I always seen. Like the good players had gold teeth. It was kind of crazy, but hey, the stadium. When you start this game in Dynasty mode, the stadium start like a regular small school, like a D2 school. It's like a little small stadium. But every year when you play, you have a winning season, and especially when you have sellouts. If you have like so many sellout games and or like a sellout season, your stadium starts to expand. You can't control it. It just a write-up pops up in the paper, boom, 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 and another thing expands. And you can kind of pick what stadium you want to have, like what how you want your finished product to look, or you can kind of let that be up to the game. I don't know, developers, y'all decide that. But just say if you can pick like Tennessee Stadium, but you start off with like FAMU Stadium or Wofford Stadium, and it keeps building every year, building until you get to this massive stadium. So now if you're playing against some guys in your league, like they play you 1 year, then they might not play you the next year, then they come back the third year and play you, and they come to your stadium, they're like, damn, stadium was off the chain. You had people yelling. Like the bigger your stadium gets, the louder your crowd volume gets, and it just that's when you get the home field advantage kind of stuff. That's what you had to build for. Remember what I said, longevity. This game right here is going to be a classic forever. This is a classic, baby. The standard, the new standard of video football games. Alright, oh yeah, you can pick your fan chants. Follow me. Like you have different chants you can pick, and like once you get to a certain level, like you start getting like a certain, like you're winning the game, and just the crowd is into the game. They start chanting like, take your hat, your coat, and leave. Like you about to win or something. Like or say who that said they gonna beat them, whatever, like whatever your team name is, and just all kind of it's all kind of different chants. I can't think of them right now, but it's all kind of different chants you can do that kind of taunt the other team, and it's like only the home crowd does it. So and you should be able to pick which ones you want your crowd to do. So that's another thing. Like once you get to a certain level, then you can pick chants. It's another thing. Okay. In the My Player mode, you should do just like 2K, add your points and stuff to your guy. I forgot to mention that. If you do good in different games, whatever, you get so many points, and you can add them to your guy. Players can have nicknames. I like the nicknames. I mean, all kind of players have nicknames in all kind of sports. So it'd be good if you could have like a whole bunch of nicknames and have the fans vote on the nicknames. Like they pick like 50 different nicknames and have the fans vote on them. So the announcer actually say them in the game if you decide to give these nicknames to some of your players. And I mean, it's not just your My Player guy. It could be any player on your team. You can give him a nickname. I mean, I think that would be just that little added more to the game. Oh yeah. So I want this game to be kind of like a pro game. So instead of getting like the Heisman and the best DB award and all that kind of stuff, you can have guys getting like endorsements. So if you get so many so many touchdowns, whatever, like you get an endorsement. I mean, it could be some real endorsements from different people. Okay, you can get endorsements from anybody. Like I mean, it might be McDonald's or Blockbuster or Gatorade or something like that, Powerade. I mean, whoever it is, you can get an endorsement. So like that's kind of like a thing. You kind of look like in college, you kind of look at the end of the year like, oh, we brought home these many trophies. You can have like people can still get MVPs and the best offensive player and best defensive player, whatever, and the rookie of the year and stuff like that. But you can have guys getting endorsements. So if you have like the #1 receiver in the league, he can get an endorsement. Or if you got a #1 running back in the league, he can get an endorsement. And I mean, if you got like a real good punt return on your league, he might get an endorsement. So these guys that are like game breakers, they get endorsements. And at the end of the year, you can kind of see, okay, I got 3 guys that got endorsements on my team. Boom, I got 4 guys with endorsements. I got 1 guy that got 3 endorsements or whatever. And like that right there just adds a different kind of excitement because now you're playing for endorsements. So you might be having a losing season. You might not be the top guy, but you still got your guys winning individual battles. It's always about the different battles, so you keep the game interesting. So the guy won't get bummed out if he didn't win the championship game, or if he didn't win his division or whatever. He keep getting beat by his rival. He can still have the best guy as far as endorsement wise. Players getting hurt. Players should get hurt if you hit somebody hard, man. Like I mean, like if the receiver is going across the middle and the quarterback lay him out, and if it's a big safety, hit him, like, boo, guy should get hurt. Or if a big running back comes out in the flat, and it's a good corner, I don't care if he's a shutdown corner or what, but if it's a big back coming out there, bruiser, and he runs up on a cornerback, and this guy doesn't have like hit power, he should better run him over. And if he does it right, he can hurt this guy because the power. That's the nature of the game. So now this cornerback won't try to hit you up top. He's gonna have to try to take your legs out. If he try to hit you straight up in the mouth, he's gonna pay for it. Get his kneecap twisted back or something. So I mean, you got to bring the fixes to the game. Like, I want to see when somebody delivers a hard hit. It's too many times on Madden when you hit somebody with the hit stick, you hit them hard, but it doesn't affect the game. I remember back in the day on Joe Montana football and John Madden way back in the day, like in 92, 93, when you would hit somebody hard, they would either fumble, especially if you hit them hard like 2 or 3 times, they would fumble. And or they would even get hurt. Like they would have to come out, oh yeah, bring the meat wagon back. Bring the meat wagon back, or bring the guys with the stretcher to come out and pick you up, and have the guy like arm hanging off the stretcher, like you bring that's man. You put somebody guys out the game, you know how much, that's bragging rights, bruh. Come on, man, bragging rights. That's longevity. All this is about bragging rights, and for guys to keep battling back and forth with each other, man. Understand this. This is a very important element of the game. All right, ball jarring hits, fumbles, across the middle, wide receivers getting laid out, all of that. Quarterbacks getting blasted with balls that come like if a quarterback get blasted in the back and he has the ball up like this, he should fumble, man. If you hit a guy real hard, the guy who delivered the lick, if he has, it's a different kind of attitude that guys should have. Like I told you, like you can see the character rating, like if they have good character or whatever. A guy that has a real attitude about himself. Like if he hits somebody hard, he's gonna get up and he's gonna point in their face and let them know it. A guy that has an attitude that takes the lick, he's gonna get up and push the guy or point at him like, you better not hit me like that anymore. Like guys with attitudes are gonna always show their attitude with their emotions and how they react after the play. Make sure you include that in the game. Like you might have some guys like Barry Sanders that'll score and get up and walk right back to the huddle. That'll get a interception or whatever, and they'll just walk right off the field. Like they don't really have that kind of emotion. But some guys with high emotion, let it show, man. And that's how you create different kind of players and different kind of attitudes. All that is key to making a realistic game. I like this right here. It was kind of on 2K8, but like players are talking in the huddle. So if you starting to like get beat like real bad, like you can tell the game is starting to slip away, your guys are in the huddle like bitching and complaining, like, man, come on, what you doing, man? Catch the ball. Come on, we gotta do better than this, guys. Saying that kind of stuff. And if you're doing great, how you guys like in the huddle talking like, yeah, man, hey, we doing real good. Y'all, let's keep it going. Great catch, man. Hey, nice run. Good block. Saying different things like that in the huddle. So it's like showing where like your team, the how you had a little meter back in the day showing like the momentum is on your team side. Instead of showing that meter, it should be in the huddle. Now, if they're talking good in the huddle, you know the momentum's on your side. If they're not talking good, you know, you need to make a big play to kind of change the momentum around. Alright? You should be able to practice doing Dynasty mode. This is one thing about Madden that's jacked up. If you're playing an online Dynasty with your friends, you want to be able to practice. If you bring a new guy in, you got to practice with him to see what can he do. If you don't have practice time, you don't trust this guy to throw him the ball in the game or to run the ball with him again. You don't know if he's a fumbler. You don't know. You got to practice with these guys to kind of see what kind of abilities they have, so you know what plays around with them and what kind of situations they will be better suited for. So you must be able to practice doing Dynasty mode, online Dynasty, man. That is a must. And last thing, J Music feature, baby. online tournaments daily. So just say, you know how you go in the lobby and just play whatever, play different guys. You can start a bracket, like boom, 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 like say it might be like a 4-man bracket or a 6-man or 8-man bracket or a 4-man bracket. You start off, boom, 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 get eliminated, and you can win a bracket. I mean, so if you get eliminated, you can just go jump in another bracket. But what that does is you can win a bracket, so that keeps guys playing every day, and they try to win the bracket. So you can kind of win like a mini championship every day. If you don't like to play Dynasty mode, like how some guys do, and like to build a team, you can just go in and play these little Dynasty modes, these little brackets, and now you can win your championships like that. And I mean, all that should be accounted for, and guys can have trophies for that. I mean, this game could be incredible. Just forget about the Shield, the NFL, and the NCAA, and I got to play with my team. Just play football and have a great football game. And now we can do all the stuff that the NFL and the NCAA won't allow you to, and we can intertwine both games to get the best possible game with all the rules and the off the field stuff. Leave your comments below and tell me things that I might have missed that we can have before we can get the best game. Because developers, they have an idea, but some stuff they're not even thinking about. So we can put it all out. Maybe some game can come out, maybe 2K or Techno Bowl might come out with another game, or Joe Montana might come out with another game, Deion Sanders might come out with a game. You never know who might do it. But whoever does it will be on top, man. Like this game I'm trying to make will be the ultimate game, period. Talk to me, man. Let me know what's going on. I need your feedback.